I mean a lot. This is definitely not one you want to lose. So to be able to win 4 times against these guys in my 4 years would definitely be a great way to end my career.
Do you hear from any more, maybe more former teammates or other guys that were involved in the program that you've become acquainted with this week of the rivalry game? Do you hear more from more people?
You definitely see them saying a lot more stuff about this game because a lot of the guys are from this state, and it definitely means a lot more, especially if you're from here. Because family, you may have family members that are Gamecock fans, and you're a Clemson fan. So it's definitely a game that you hear about all year if you lose it.
Any current teammates you talk to you at all about that you just mentioned have family members that are
Not this week. Not this week. Not yet. Anyway. Not
How
yet.
long did it take you to figure out? You're obviously from Georgia. How long did it take you to figure out what this rivalry means to people in the state?
Oh, it didn't take long at all. Not long at all. You hear personal stories about Clemson, Carolina rivalries within families. You see what the fans do when we go to Columbia, throwing stuff on the field um, and giving us a finger. So it definitely doesn't take you long to realize how much this game means to the people in this state.
You had the curtain call on Saturday night, running down the hill individually, but do you think you'll have some goosebumps on Saturday night in your last home game at Death Valley?
Oh, most definitely. It's a special place. Not many people get a chance to experience what we experience every Saturday. We're in Clemson playing a game. I couldn't imagine coming to a better place, a better atmosphere. The way these fans, show up every weekend. It doesn't matter who we play. They're there and they're loud, and it's definitely a factor for us having an advantage of playing in a place like this. So I'm definitely gonna miss it. I'm gonna soak it all up, enjoy the moment, and just relish in it.
You guys have had an amazing amount of success in the first half this year.
Mm,
Two towards South Carolina, past couple of years, you have a lot of first half.
mm,
Explain that, because oftentimes we think a team adjusts during a game
right.
defensively, maybe better in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big key to what we do. We definitely want to come out, start strong, start fast, kind of get the opponent behind the chains. We know our offense can light it up, so if we can, get it rolling first, get some stops early and get our offense the ball, that's definitely what we want to do. I didn't know that stat that you just told me, but that's pretty remarkable. So hopefully we can keep that going this weekend.
Does that speak to maybe the game plan that Coach Venables is devising, and is it almost noticeable carrying that out as you're going on in terms of just maybe not knowing that stat, but being dominant there?
Oh yeah, Coach V is a big part of it. He comes up with a great plan throughout the week. All the other assistants too helping him, and then it's up to us to practice it and execute it. So he just gives us all the tools, but we have to go out there and do it. We prepare all week. They push us, they demand a lot from us, and I think that's what shows when it comes Saturday night.
You guys looked at tape at the South Carolina offensive line, a bunch of moving what they've seen going throughout the year.
Yeah.
Nice pieces in there. What do you say?
Definitely, they have a really good group, really big, strong, physical guys that can really play. We look forward to the challenge. We don't see that type of size that they have each week in the ACC. You got guys that are 6'8", 315 pounds. So I haven't seen a 6'8" offensive lineman this year, so that'll be different. Definitely matching up against him, and they got a lot of experience coming back along the offensive line. And I know they'll be ready to play us as we're ready to play them. So it should be a good matchup.
You mentioned it did take you long to realize how important this rivalry is. Is there a moment that sticks out kind of over the past few years?
Yeah, there is one moment. I can go back to last year on the field, pregame warm-ups. Christian was doing his little routine, catching the ball and stuff, and whoever threw it to him kind of threw it over his head, and it bounced and went over the hedges where the student section was, and the guy picked up the ball, and as Christian was walking to come get it, he was holding it out, and just as Christian reached out to get it, he chunked the ball to the opposite 40-yard line and just looked at him, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what kind of night it's going to be. So that's one moment that I always think about because it's really just funny to me that it happened to Christian. So, but yeah, and I can go back to them, giving us the finger when we scored, going towards their student section, throwing trash on the field. Never seen that before. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
South Carolina's allowing just 1.5 sacks per game. You guys are number 2 in the country in sacks. The last 4 games, you've averaged almost 5 sacks a game. Are you looking forward to that challenge going against that offensive line and Bentley, who can really move around the pocket pretty well?
Oh yeah, always. We always look forward to a challenge. We played a lot of teams this year that haven't given up a lot of sacks, and when we played them, we did get there a few times, more than everyone else has. So we always look forward to the challenge. They have a good offensive line. Bentley does a good job of managing the pocket. He can move. He's pretty mobile. So it should be a good challenge.
Played significantly less snaps through 11 games this season than last season. Is that something you can notice in your body?
Yeah, you definitely can notice it. Last year, probably by this time of the year, Cleveland and I probably played 100 more snaps than we have right now. So a lot of games where we only play really about 2.5 quarters, you can definitely feel it this part of the season when we're just starting to get into the championship phase. We got a lot of guys that can play, a lot of depth, so it's been really good to have that and not have to play 60, 70 plays every game.
You guys have Trevor, who's such a laid-back guy. It seems like Jake's the complete opposite, that he plays with a ton of emotion. Can you kind of use that against him in a way to where if you guys can get up, really get some heat on him, that sometimes that emotion can get the best of you and maybe force him into some errors and things like that?
Not really. Emotion's not going to win this game as much as, we surrounded with the rivalry and Clemson, Carolina. At the end of the day, it's all about execution. So it doesn't matter who's the most laid back or who's the most rah-rah guy. It's the guy that goes out there and execute. And if you can be a guy that execute and you're the rah-rah guy, then, my hat's off to you. And if you can be the laid back guy and still go out there and execute, then my hat's off to you as well. So it's not going to come down to, who's the loudest or who's the quietest. It's about who executes. So, yeah.
Everybody talks about the emotions of this game. Do you find it's been easier to deal with that side of this game as the more you play in it, or does it get harder because you get more invested?
I think it gets easier. You see the bigger picture. I think it's been the same for me since I've been here because I'm not from the state of South Carolina. I have no family ties here, so I don't fully understand the family aspect of it personally. All I know is just the stories that people tell me. So, I mean, for me, it's just another game that we want to win and execute and play well.
How do you feel like you played overall this year?
I feel like I played well, improved from last year. Still a lot left out there to do. Coming up in championship phase, state championship, ACC championship, hopefully a bowl game, and working towards a national championship. So.
You mentioned we haven't talked to you in a while. This your decision to come back? Do you feel like it's all kind of playing out the way you hoped it to?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I put the work in, and I can tell it in how I'm playing right now. I feel better, more mature, stronger than I was last year. So I feel good about where I'm at.
Are you all excited about wearing the all-orange unis for the first time?
Oh yeah, definitely excited about that. Always.
You've never been in a different position than this, but is in a way, are the fans maybe more emotionally now invested in the rivalry because, South Carolina's playing to get a big win and to get to a better bowl game. It seems like the rivalry for you guys is secondary though because you're in the national championship picture and want to remain there. So is maybe the emotion of the rivalry kind of take a back seat maybe these last few years to the fact that you guys are, got bigger fish to fry? So
I wouldn't say that. It's still an emotional game, especially people that's been here and seen it, been on both sides of it. But we just want to execute and play to win. I think if we do that, then everything else will take care of itself.
Were you on the field when Coach V broke his finger the other day?
I was.
Were you
I didn't even.
For it, or?
No, I didn't even know it happened until the next day. He had a thing on his finger.
So he has no reaction to breaking his finger when throwing a pass.
He didn't. I didn't see it anyway.
Do you know how it happened?
I think he was throwing the ball and his finger hit somebody's helmet or something like that.
Did he stay in, chuck a few more?
I think he did actually.
It's a gamer.
He is baller.
Thanks, Austin.
thanks a lot.